The Chief of Ethics Committee of Ukraine Association of Football, Dāmas un kungi, sagaidām Frančesko Baranka. First of all, congrats with the Euro 2020 title, but I'm sad about the World Cup. I'm sorry. Okay. But we're on the same positions as Latvian national team. We will watch on TV.
Yeah. So, first of all, nice to meet you, every one of us, and nice for I'm welcoming you for the attention that we will give you to my presentation. My presentation, it will try to be like the most concrete possible. The same how the job that we did in Ukraine in these 5 years. So I was appointed 5 years ago, like president of Ethics Committee of Football Federation of Ukraine. I inherited a situation that was rather dramatic. But the first things that make Ukrainian association, it was not denying that we have a problem. They took me and they say, we have a huge problem, you have white paper to try to solve this problem. Why is important the cooperation with a lot of different stakeholders? Because we are all together in the same fight. Like before, we had experience of bookmakers that for many years they were considered like guilty of match fixing when they are big victim of match fixing. And we need to try to involve them and to help us in this fight. And then at the end of my speech, I will show integrity should be not a cost, but should be a plus for every kind of federation. So you can also have a profit having a good integrity. I was appointed in 2017. On the beginning, the ethics committees was composed by a different kind of nationality. And the first problem that we had to face, it was that the previous ethics committee, it was an ethics committee that it was leaking information to the fixer, that it was leaking information to media, and this was a big problem. First of all, we have built a system where the people is really involved in the fight against match fixing 24 hours, 365 days. So we don't have just one integrity officer that need to make the job. We have a real complete team that is trying to take care about the daily problem. Just to explain you what kind of problem that we have about match fixing in Ukraine, we have table purpose, so it means when the teams, they agree for a result to have some kind of let's say, benefit in the table. We have third-party stimulation. In Spain, it's called la maletiña, is when the people was putting the money in a bag and giving the money to another team to have a match strength, a more strength against a third team. In Ukraine, this was not considered by ethics committee, so this was considered legal. So we have to also amend the ethics committee and work on this. And believe me, in I think 90% of the country, this problem is not considered. Then we have bribery of the referee. That is one of the huge problem of all the association. I'm sorry if I say this, but maybe if you had not direct mistake, we have everywhere this kind of psychological pressure on the referee, that the fact that some teams are more protected than other teams. And then that's let's say my specialization is the match fixing for betting purpose. That is the mostly that is affecting the mostly in this time, because every time you have one of the other three is affecting the first one. Because why I should fix for table purpose and not making some money also for betting purpose? Of course, I will do the same, the 2 times the same thing. What we did, the first very important step, we have a own monitoring system. So what it means? Every association receives a report from UEFA. But these reports from UEFA, they are just about first and second division or cup match involving first or second division team. So it means that association, they are totally blind for what is happening outside this. So youth competition, woman competition, futsal, third, 4, 5, 6, 7, friendly match, they are totally out of the radar. So I say, okay, wow, my association has no reports. Wow, I'm so clean. Sweden say, my God, we are the cleanest football competition in the world. And then they have like 200 matches of under 19 or under 20 that they are totally craps. And this is another part of the system. So we have fully own monitoring system. We don't need to receive report. We check everything by ourselves and we know everything. We have a full pictures of everything is happening in real time. So it means that the match is going on and we in real time, we know if this match is like regular or if this match is like poisoned. Let's check this number. So the red is the report from UEFA, so what the association normally see. And the other is what we were seeing. So I arrive in 2017 and the people say, my God, how many match fixing? So you are bringing match fixing? No, I'm just checking everything is happening. So it goes up, then the job start to work, and this number, they start to go up. They start to go down. So the curves from UEFA report, they start to go down and they go almost to zero. And from 87 match that we had in 2017, 2018, we reduced to 18 match in 2020, 2021. And from like 20 and more reports, we arrive at 2 reports of UEFA. So we have almost cleaned up everything. We started exchanging information with bookmakers. So bookmakers, why is interested to exchange information with us, giving name of the people who is playing, giving ID of the bets? Because we give back something to bookmakers. We give the possibility to the bookmaker to frozen the bet and not to pay the customer in case of match fixing. Though, with this, bookmakers became my friends because I give to bookmakers the possibility to not pay the bets in the case the match is fixed. Very easy. You give me information, I give you a document, and everyone is happy. And is this like a easy solution to say, to have like, to become best friends of bookmakers? We started investigation and we started, this is very interesting case because we arrived till the CAS and we won in CAS. And this was a case involving youth competition. So the other one is blind, they don't see, we saw this, and it was crazy because we are taking about profit of millions of euro for organization when the player, they were kids because they were under 19 players, they were receiving 20 euro, 30 euro for manipulate a match, and who was organizing the match? He was receiving millions of euro of profit. And this is insane. And sorry, another incredible, insane things. If I'm not 18 years old, I can't bet. But if I'm not 18 years old, someone can bet on my match. This is something like unbelievable. Why? This is like really a scandal that is possible to make bets on people that is not 18 years old. And the offer is so wide now that it's possible to bet on competition on under 14. So it's possible to find competition of under 14. And for sure, I'm sure that like William Hill is absolutely serious and he has not this kind of competition inside in the offer. But there are bookmakers that they are offering this kind of match. We create such kind of like work group to face also the regulation of the satisfaction of the proof. And in this regulation, we have added someone that can judge what's happening in the pitch. So there are experts, they are former trainer, former football player, that they need to analyze the mistake during the match. But we are not talking about the mistake that happens because someone is not skilled. We are going to analyze and making a comparison of the mistake with the movement of the odds. So what it happens? If I want to fix a match, that the match they need to score more than 2.5 goals in the match, the odds, instead of going up with the number of minutes, they going down. And this is like mathematics nonsense. And what it happens, if I'm not able to concede a goal, I need to make mistake, because if not, I will lose money. And so in this case, it's easy to analyze the behaving of the football player and to understand and to see how it's realistic together with the movement of the odds. When I arrived in Ukraine, it was possible to bet on under 19 second division competition. And all this match, but I'm not saying like 90%, 95%, all this match, they were fixed. So it means that there was a criminal organization that was taking advantage of this youth player and was fixing this match. What we say, listen, it's not more possible to bet on this. And you will say, but how is possible? How you can stop to bet something? How you can force Asian bookmaker to know after this match? It's not true. Because the problem is the people that is transmitting data inside in the stadium. So people is sitting and sending with some kind of mobile data to all around the world. So we go to the stadium and we were alone. There was no spectator, but there were 4 scouts different that was sending transmission of Asia of matches that were involving not absolutely professional players and players of 15, 16 years old. And it was possible to bet millions of euro on this kind of match. We stop it, we block it, we had cooperation with police. We were going really to the stadium and taking the scouts from the ears and say, you need to go out, you cannot stay here, you don't have any kind of authorization on this. Then we go through with the Olympic, was the first sanction. The team was disqualified for 2 years, and it was the first case in the world involving youth competition, of course, because with the other one, they cannot see what is happening in youth competition. Then we start cooperation with police. This was active cooperation. I was acting like agent, like with microphone. It was very nice, like and exciting period. And a lot of players, a lot of referees were involved in this operation. It was 3 days before the final of Champions League in Kiev, so it was a big like media resonance about this. And the fact is that it was double cooperation with police. So police was passing to us like the phone called, and we were working with them saying, okay, look, this match has strange odds, please try to check. And this was like revolutionary, because the police start to understand that we had like an eyes on a different possibility to see what was happening. And again, it was incredible how the call was going through the odds. This is like how they were working. This is like, again, what was happening in the second division before we start to block them. And then this is like the most simple things. And if there are no scouts, you cannot bet on live and you cannot have match fixing. So this is like, so for me, sometimes it's too much easy to understand why it's not possible they don't use this kind of system. But okay, let's suppose that maybe no one is so like smart to understand. Then we had this case about Sumi. Sumi was a team built to fix. So they took all the best fixer of Ukraine. One player was like, let's say, the general manager, and this player, the name of this player is Kozlenko, and he's very famous because during a friendly match he was talking on the phone so he was playing with the phone and playing football and calling, say yes, let's bet on this, let's bet on that. So okay, then we hosted a forum match fixing where also Latvia and my colleague Jakob was present, and this was very important to like try to push also other associations to follow our example. This was all the people that was all different. There was participation. We show this kind of record from the referee observer and so on. This was the operation of police operation. We sanctioned, with this police operation on Sumi, we sanctioned 18 different players. No one except the trainer that was disqualified for the life, they make appeal. So they decide, okay, it's good. I finished to make football and it's not a problem. And then we started negotiation with betting data providers. So betting data providers are these people that they were coming, stealing our data, and after coming to us and say, oh, you have problem with integrity. I say, come on, but you come, you steal my data, and after you come to me and you say, you have a problem with integrity. So what we did, we decided that the problem needs to be cut off. We didn't know who was the scout. So we didn't know who was the person that was sending the data to all the different bookmakers. We realized that sometimes the scout, they were involved in match fixing, because in the case was suspicious match, and we tried to put out the scout from the stadium. The scout was coming back and, of course, acting like it was part of this kind. I'm not saying about the provider, I'm saying about the scout, about the physical person that was working for the provider. In 2020, we have a funny case, because it was 28th of March of 2020. In Ukraine was total lockdown, so it was not possible to meet also with your neighbor. And we saw that was offered a match of football. It was Melitopol against Berdyansk, that now they are two territories occupied from Russia. In all the world, this was only the match it was possible to bet. Nothing else, just this match. So all the bookmakers, they were offering this match. This match has never been played. This match was totally, completely an invention. And we are talking about millions of euro of turnover on something that didn't exist. They fake the Facebook page, they make like this, and this match was never been played. Again, the people start to confess, the players start to confess, and finally, we had an agreement with a betting data provider. So what it means? That now, betting data provider, to transmit these matches, needs to pay the federation. So federation makes money on this, and this clean money, because we know who is the scout. And overall, we have created a system that my president called Iron Dome. If something is going wrong during the match, so when we see that the odds are like going crazy, we cut the line. And they cannot fix anymore during live, because if we don't give the possibility to bets, the possibility to fix the match is absolutely finished. We also make education and, like say, complaining. But again, we use a different methods. We go to football player and we say, okay, fixing is bad. But we also say to football player, listen, we are checking you every second. If you try to fix match, we will jump on you in 30 seconds. And this, you understand that the players, they are very sensitive, because they understand that they are completely controlled and they are afraid now to make something wrong. For now, it's much easier, everything, because it's the club that contact us and say, listen, I have a little bit suspicious about this guy. I saw something strange. Can you be sure that everything was okay? Please tell me, I don't want to have problem about this. We are now working very strictly with Minister of Sport. Minister of Sport, so in Ukraine was signed the Macaulay Convention. We make the platform, we establish the platform, and we take care about the platform. Because again, if you make the platform, but platform is without any kind of feed, without any kind of data, platform has no sense. So we are providing to send all the data of the past, not only about football, also the other associations start to ask our help, and we are providing with different kind of data and helping Minister of Sport in this kind of fight. So this is the result of our work. As you can see, the number was decreasing a lot from 87, 2017, 2018 in 5 months to 18 on 2021 in all the year. Again, helping other sports, education, but concrete education, investigation and sanction like we had, with the approval of the cast for the moment, control of data, full monitoring. The rules, we have implemented some extra rules. We forbidden to the players to bet on any kind of sports. We ask the bookmakers if they have some kind of position open, and so if they have the account, we can disqualify the football player. We introduce failure to report, because before was not in our code, so it means that to fix a match or not to report a match, a trial of match fixing is the same. And plus, we had also an active part in legalization of bookmaker in Ukraine. That is another very important topic. And we are working also for, let's try to make a more severe law to have more possibility to deal about the problem. Our goal, maybe I'm a little bit naive, is to try to arrive at totally zero cases in the match fixing. And this is again, the final, let's say, resume of my speech. And again, for me, the most important is that the association, they understand that they cannot be prisoner of this system. Integrity is not a cost. Integrity is something that is possible to have payment because of this. And all the association, they should try to go on the street, to try to sell the data in a correct way, and to have a system that can block the possibility to bet. If I have just 2 seconds to add something that is not in the presentation. Now we are fighting very hard because, as you know, we are in the war, and it looks like a little bit maybe stupid to speak about this, but we cannot accept anymore that Russian bookmakers make money on our competition. So it's still possible to bet on Russian bookmaker on all our competition. And this is insane. We don't want that this is still possible. So we are starting to have a process with Ministry of Digitalization to try to avoid this. And we are doing everything because they need to stop to make advertising to Russian bookmaker, and they need to stop to feed them with data to give them the possibility to bet on our match, on our competition. It's not possible that this kind of compart is without any kind of sanction. I'm at your disposition if you need some kind of, you want to make me some kind of question.
Paldies, aplausi. I just imagined the picture. Frančesko has worked in Ukraine for 2 or 3 months, and then he goes to the football stadium and puts a big sign, no cell phones on the field, no talking on the cell phones during the game, please. But if we go back, 2017 was the year that you came to work there. What was the reason? Ukrainian Football Association invited you, and then they said there is a big mess with match fixing, come please help us?
So normally the reaction of every association with me, it was like, oh my God, this guy is so strange, let's take him away, we don't like him, why he's talking about the problem of match fixing doesn't exist. And the Ukrainian association and his presidents, they say, we have a big problem. I'm sorry, but we are totally craps about match fixing, come and help us. And I like challenge, because on the beginning, believe me, it was not easy, because you come in a foreign country, people doesn't like you because you are going to put the hands in something not so clear. But it was big satisfaction, and I will not change what I say that now is my country with anyone else.
Did you get any threats that they want to kill you? Just go back to Italy. This is our country.
I was living for 6 months with bodyguard. Let's say he was soft bodyguard, but yes, I received some treats. But I received some treats in Spain. I received some treats in Italy. So it's not so big problem.
Okay, thank you. Have anybody has some questions? No? Thank you very much, Frančesko.